Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for a block printing video. And in this video I wanted to show you how to print your own Christmas cards. So we've launched a brand new range of Christmas card printing kits for 2021. After the popularity of our kits last year, we thought we'd add to the range so there's lots more for you to choose from. Our printing kits are really lovely to purchase for yourself if you'd like to hand make your own Christmas cards, gift wrap and tags this year, or maybe you might like to get one for somebody as a present, as it would make a really nice pre-Christmas gift. So I'm going to show you what's in the kit, everything that's included, and then I'm going to show you how easy the kits are to use and show you how to print your own Christmas cards. So we've got a range of different designs available. We've got some larger patterns like our Christmas wreath and berries and stars. We've got some funky ones like the reindeer, and then some more classic cards like the silver stars. So there's plenty for you to choose from. All the kits work in the same way and all include very similar materials. So I'm going to show you how to use them. So I'm going to be showing you today how to use our wonky star Christmas tree. So this is one of the new kits we've added for 2021, probably one of my favourite designs, and this is how it looks printed. So it's a really gorgeous print, which I think is really good for children and adults. So I'll unpack the kit and show you what's inside. So it comes in this craft box, which you can keep everything stored in, which keeps it really nice and neat in the cupboard. You've got two paints in here. So you've got a lovely forest green acrylic paint and a lovely bright gold acrylic paint. So those are what you're going to be using for your cards. I've got two sponge dabbers in here and I'm going to show you how to use them in a minute, but you use one for each colour. You've got your wonky star Christmas tree. You've then got 10 white cards and envelopes, so you're going to be able to print these and give them this Christmas. And you've also got a small foam printing mat in there. So this is what you're going to be printing onto. You're going to have this underneath your cards and envelopes. The only other bits of equipment you're going to need is a piece of paper to practice on and a paint tray. So I've just got one of our plain paint trays here, but you could use a lunchbox lid or something like that that you've got at home. So first, let's start by squeezing some paint onto your tray. So you just want a blob of each colour. You can always add more later, so don't worry about putting too much on there to start with. And then we're going to have a practice first. That's really important before you move on to your cards, that you want to have a practice onto your plain paper and make sure your prints are coming out really well. And in your kit was this little foam mat, and that's what you're going to have underneath your paper or your cards. And you've got a sponge dabber for each colour, so we're going to have one of them in the gold and one in the green. So to start, we're going to dip our sponge in the paint, tap off the excess, make sure there's no big blobs of paint on there, but make sure your sponge is nice and painty. And then we're going to tap the green all over the bottom of the tree. So you can always print just in one colour, but if you want to do two colours and do the star on top gold like I'm going to do, when you get to the join, you just want to be really careful when you're putting the paint on. Try not to get the paint on the star, the green paint. And then we're going to do the same again with the gold. So dip your sponge in the paint, tap off the excess, and then we're going to carefully tap the gold paint onto the top of the star. And most of the card kits come with two colours, so you'll be able to have a go at this yourself. And it's just really important when you're applying two colours, you're not being so precise, you're not getting enough paint on the block. It's really important that you get nice coverage of paint. So make sure you just take your time and get a nice layer of paint on there. And then I'm going to turn the block upside down and I'm going to give it a wiggle. So using a flat hand, just wiggle the block side to side, up and down. Make sure you get all the edges and then lift it up. And there we go, really lovely print. So I'm going to do one more of my practice piece. And it's really important to practice before you move on to your cards and envelopes. because you want to make sure the block is printing really well. And sometimes it takes a couple of prints for them to warm up. You always want to wash your block before use, so if you've got a brand new block, make sure you give it a good scrub with some hot soapy water. That will also help it print a bit better. So give it a wiggle all over, getting all the edges, and then up. There we go, 2 lovely prints. So now I'm happy with my prints, you can move on to your cards and envelopes. So when you're printing these, an important tip is always to keep your card open. You don't want to print it folded over because that gives you a double hard surface to print on. So always print it open. And you might find that this card is a little bit harder, a thicker paper than your practice piece. So you might want to give your block even more of a wiggle. And make sure you're printing on the right side. So I'm going to be printing on this side so that when it's folded, it's opening the right way. So I'm going to apply the paint in the same way. And these kits are really lovely because once you've printed your cards and envelopes, you can then move on to wrapping paper, gift tags, gift bags. So it's not just for your Christmas cards, but it's a lovely way to get all the equipment and the pieces of material that you need. So I'm going to turn my block upside down. So I'm going to put the tree in the middle of my card and I'm going to give it a really good wiggle. And one of my tips when printing on card is once you think you've wiggled enough, wiggle it even more so that you can really make sure you're getting all the edges. And then lift it up and there we go. A really lovely wonky star Christmas tree. So that's onto my card, so I can put that aside to let it dry. And also something that I love to do is printing on the envelopes. Don't forget about these because they look really nice printed and add a really special touch. So I'm going to print a tree in the corner of my envelope. And this is an acrylic paint that you get in your Christmas card printing kit. So this is going to be good for all of your different wrapping paper and gift tags and things. If you want to print onto fabric, make sure you just head onto our website and purchase a pot of fabric paint, and that's going to be suitable for printing your fabric with. And there we go. So there is a lovely hand-printed Christmas tree card and envelope. So we've got lots of different designs in the kits that you can use. There's lots of different colours for you to choose from, and like I said, it includes all the materials you need. The only thing you're going to need at home is a paint tray and a piece of practice paper to have a go on. So hopefully you can see just how easy printing your own stationery is, and you can make this Christmas a handmade one. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.